When it comes to sales, there's really three main reasons why you're not closing. I'm Scott Sylvan Bell. It's September 9th, 2017, 5:15 in the afternoon, coming to you live from Honolulu, Oahu, for video number 1,550 on my YouTube channel. So let's get into it. So there's three reasons why you're not closing. First is a fear of rejection, and that's just the flat out, I'm gonna get told no, I'm gonna get to the end of my presentation, and the buyer's gonna give me a whole bunch of reasons why they can't do it, and I'm not gonna be able to overcome it. I'm not gonna be able to get past whatever this objection is, and I'm gonna have to go home and I'm gonna be rejected, and it's not gonna feel good, okay? So that's the first reason. The second reason is you have a fear that your training isn't gonna work. You don't believe in what you've been taught. You don't believe that your presentation is any good. You don't believe that your questions are any good. You don't believe that what you've been shown is going to work. You know, you might have a sales trainer, you might have a sales coach, you might have a manager, you might have somebody you work with, and they might show you some really good stuff that works out in the field, but for whatever reason, you don't want to use it, okay? And now the third reason is gonna tie into the first reason and the second reason, and the third reason is you don't want to look silly, right? And you gotta remember this, that in your lifetime, your most embarrassing moments, nobody ever remembers. My most embarrassing moments, I could tell you, you'd be like, really? That's what's embarrassed you? That's your embarrassing moment? That's what's like in the back of your head stopping you? Your buyer is not gonna remember your presentation a week later, a month later, you know, a year later, unless something absolutely crazy happens or something absolutely fantastic happens. They're not gonna remember your presentation. And so I'll ride with salespeople and we'll get done and we'll debrief, and I'm like, why didn't you ask that question? I was scared I was gonna look dumb. You had them, they wanted to buy. Yeah, but I didn't wanna have to ask a tough question. I didn't wanna look silly, and I really didn't wanna be rejected, okay? So there's three reasons why, if you did not close a sale, this is what it really comes down to, and you can pick out each one of these, okay? Could be a fear of rejection. Two, it could be a belief that your training doesn't work, or that it's not good enough, or that if you ask a question, you're not gonna get the answer that you need, or that if you have an objection, you can't overcome it, okay? And then third is that you're gonna look silly in front of the buyer, and they're gonna make some judgment about you or against you, and you're never, ever gonna see this person again. Well, probably not, okay? You may not ever see it, but here's the thing, even if you do see that person, they're not gonna remember that moment. They're not gonna call you out like on Facebook and be like, hey, I ran into that Scott Sylvan Bell guy, and I remember one time he was working with me, oh my goodness, he was so embarrassed, his face turned red, right? He had to use the restroom, whatever thing that happens when you get embarrassed, okay? So you gotta know, fear of rejection, fear of training not working, or a fear of looking dumb or fear of looking silly. So there you go, video number 1,550 on this bright day in Honolulu. So if you could do a small favor for me in the box down below, leave a comment, question, or story, that would be fantastic. To the right, to the left, there's a subscribe button. You know what you gotta do. You've gotta subscribe. Subscribing's cool. And then you can send it out to all your friends via StumbleUpon, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Why not even like this? Scott Sylvan Bell. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Aloha.